Both Boji and even Boogeyman taking a lot of damage there, having to pause their rotation.
Azers, Acorn, and Pollo, though, hunting once again here. Gonna live up to the request for the 20 bomb. Oh no, it's on to Aiden. This is bad. Oh, and Pollo with the box up right there, but he gets tagged instead. Aiden Hound, Korean on the move here. 141 points. This is their tournament run. And what are you doing? You have Pollo pushing you like this. Just tough situation all around. Northern EXE, another very good trio sitting nearby, watching it all go down. They get gifted and rewarded, and now it's not looking too good for Pollo.
Yeah, they even stole that elimination point away from Pollo. Northern them, they try to close the gap, but the rest of the team is there. A just joining in on the fun, pushing them back. Sandman got the memo. He said, nope, you guys are right. Maybe we shouldn't take this one. So Agers, I think the full team doesn't want to let any of these eliminations escape, especially since as of now, Monster, they're kind of isolated away from every other team at the current moment.
Agers, Acorn, Pollo, just doing what they need to do. Go ahead and run the lobby here. Already at S rank as well. That's a lot of damage. That's literally
what I was thinking. I'm gonna say, hold on, how? They really took advantage of their drop spot, you know, taking down the Daigo boss. You get experience from that, the eliminations along the way. If they activated Spire Shrines, and then they're taking down the Shrine boss as well for even more experience. I don't know, Monster. Maybe 6 zone, they should be S+ fully ranked out.
Yeah, that's crazy, though. Get it this early in the game.
Did see a vendor pick up an elimination throughout the course of the past couple of seconds. 𝐒𝐷𝐶 as well. That's going to be the cleanup on the Knave, so they're going to solidify that one. Broken Void King, 176 points. For them, they essentially started in 2nd place coming into this game on that consistency leaderboard, and they're at 176 points. So even though they're not in that point threshold, we're looking to kind of claim players and teams would be safe, but they are so close. A couple more eliminations, surviving, I think, maybe even just to the top 12. They don't need a massive game by any means, but they need a game that's just good enough to get across that hump.
This is it right here for some Luke, Panda, Venox. Have a team coming up quickly behind them. They're going to rotate out instead of taking any kind of friction here, any fight.
Broken getting another one. Liam getting one. They're just focusing on their rotation here, refarming all along the way. I think by now, a bunch of teams have realized the position that they're in. They played 4 straight games out. If they're not in the bubble yet, they realize not their entire FNCS by any means, because there still is the last chance qualifier. But the last chance qualifier is a very, very similar format, except no consistency. 3 games, win and you're in, and that's even if you make it to a finals lobby for your region's qualifier. You still have to go through the open portion where there's Division 1, Division 2, and Division 3 all playing in the same tournament.
Look at this. Little update for Hound and Carillion. We saw what happened. They got keyed just by Acorn, Agers, and Pollo, and then again, Northern's team kind of came in, but they're coming back to kind of finish what he started. Remember, they also lost a teammate here too, right? So this is very interesting as far as the overall story is concerned, but no, trying to target the teammate out the sky, and they do get him. Oh, tough one to deal with here and now.
Not even just the knock, it was the actual elimination. So you have to wait for the reboot van to recharge before they even make an attempt at it yet again. But Carillion has different things in mind. He's just trying to create distance between him and that to go deeper, maybe even towards Supernova Academy. And that's going to be the best chance to try to get the reboot. And if they upgraded enough, you can kind of see it in the mini-map as well. They do have those hero chests if they have the rank to access them, which should give them a good amount of loot, nice amount of heals to try to get back into the zone.
Yeah, Northern and Sandman at that A rank have nothing to worry about here. That passive regen, obviously keeping them up. So definitely having a much better game of the two.
1,000 above the damage threshold for Core, Preston, and Gray. 144 points. That's how they started this game inside of the bubble. And you're seeing two wildly different approaches from some of these teams. Others trying to close that point gap through getting eliminations. And then the rest of the teams are just trying to play that calm, cool, collected, fly under the radar, survive, let placement do its thing, and let those eliminations naturally present themselves throughout the course of the game. It's Pollo just getting aggressive from one team to another. He doesn't care who's in his line of sight. He just wants to fight him. That's Turbulence, that's T, that's Amen that are trying to disengage towards that low ground. But Pollo was just hot on their heels, following them every step of the way.
Good push right here. And again, they're just so far ahead of the rest. They're ending tournament runs back to back at this rate. And then into the storm. Hunting down Turbulence, cut him off. Even with the misform, they try to cone him up there, but he manages to slip out. Pollo's on his heels, though. Minder, there is a cooldown, so he cannot spam it. Dashes as well to cut this player off, and this is all she wrote. There goes the box up there. Comes Acorn here shortly. No, Acorn, they want to chase the other team. This is all Pollo.
Yeah, this is Turbulence. He may not necessarily know, but this is his best chance at being able to take this fight in a 1v1. Amen's just trying to disengage. Going right on up, but that's just going to expose himself to the shots of 𝐒𝐷. He's going to be able to get the knock onto that one, which puts a lot more pressure onto Turbulence than he had literally seconds ago as the last one alive on his team. Tournament is literally on the line. If you don't want to go to the 𝐿CQ, Turbulence, now is your chance.
That was pretty intense. Pollo trying to wait to the last second for the siphon, but Turbulence manages to defend himself well, just well enough to force the med miss to come out. 𝐒𝐷 comes back to back him up, and I'm sure they're talking about that in comms. What all just happened there? How could you not get that finish? But it's all good. They live to see another day. There's the points. Racking up now for Void Broken King. Saw the stat from before. 194 was that point area, the threshold you have to get to just last season. He's starting to close in.
Honestly, at this point in the game, Monster, if I see that medallion on my mini-map, I am going the whole opposite direction. But tournament's on the line, especially for a team like this. Sandman, 20, and Northern. They're so close to Acorn, 𝐒𝐷, and Pollo. Kind of staggered out their rotation for a little bit. Let them disengage on out before they start to move forward. Even with another team there, at least it's not them. But this is Kerillian, Hound, and Aiden, who also need to have a certain performance here to lock in their spot for the grand finals, but they're only 86 above the damage threshold. That's not a full feel of confidence by any means, especially since so many teams are now focusing in your direction. Basically calling it a firing squad, trying to get any bit of damage and hopefully a down.
They need it. Look, Southern Pool now. Another big rotate for them. Dashes are going to go and give them a chance to, obviously make a big move here. Luckily, there's not too many teams kind of lurking about, so you might not even need to really depend on the dashes here. Sandman's team obviously got their pickup, so they're kind of back and running here. Oh, that team's under surge right now.
Yeah, Hound and them may not necessarily see it because you don't see the strikes that your opponents are getting Storm Surge, but you will hear the shield crack if you are close enough, which is a huge giveaway if nobody's kind of shooting in that direction of what they're going through at any given moment. But Hound, trio, 300 above the damage threshold. It's not necessarily a worry for them, so they're just going to continue to rotate in. As Pollo, 𝐒𝐷, Acorn, they take notice of the lobby. They fire off in that direction, but it's only a momentary focus from the lobby. They're going to be able to survive, clean up that elimination, and continue to hunt for more.
6 elims already. Plenty of material here to play for high ground if they want to.
Powers down. Somebody else got knocked around here as well from a whole nother team. Blue and Zonda are trying to save the day. Hound's trying to get in with the dashes, and he does. Catches Blue off guard. Had him looking lost there for a moment. As Hound, Aiden, Kerillian get very much needed damage, and even more so the eliminations for the resources. A pick-me-up opportunity as Void's trying to run away. He's got 𝐒𝐷's Pollo just hunting him down on the side from one team to the next. As soon as they see somebody move, Monster, they are just W-keying their way in.
how you got to play it, though. If you're Agers, Acorn, Pollo, I mean, they got nothing to lose, clearly. They've been packing up these lobbies left and right now, and they're just continuing to flex their way through the low ground. Again, this is, if anything, a showing of how they're trying to prepare for grand finals now. They could be playing for height if they wanted to, but kind of putting themselves in these more desperate situations now as a means to practice, it seems. Now, though, Agers low on mats here, forcing the split from the teammates. Sandman 20 and Northern trying to battle their way out from the trenches as well. Top 17 here. Plenty of elims for them as well. But the mats so low here. They will need a refresh here. Nothing yet.
This is the point in the game. Top 17 placement points have just started to accumulate, and it's going to cascade with every full team that does go down, making this one of the most important parts of the game for a team like Sandman 20 and Northern. They started this game, I believe, outside of that bubble, but since then, they've climbing their way in towards it, inside of the top 5. Not that victory royale in the final game of the day is going to be the goal for a lot of these teams. Hound, Carillion, Aiden. Step by step throughout the course, we've seen them below surge, and now they're 263 above the damage threshold with the single elimination, making sure to calculate every single one of their pushes.
Who's next? Agers, Pollo, Acorn still hunting. Looking around, they find Moji. Uh-oh, not looking good for young Moji. He's out to the side, though. He manages to escape. Quick dash to buy him a little bit of time. They there, chipping away from the Storm's edge. Meanwhile, Void, Broken, and King holding on to their tournament's kind of position. The front side rotate, get underneath the crevice. They're just waiting for the zone to go ahead and move. At this point, most players are just trying to avoid Pollo, Agers, and Acorn's aggression.
Yeah, even if it means leaving your teammate out to dry, which we've seen a few times before. And already, Monster, we've seen a 2nd place, a 3rd place, a 5th place out of them, and they have their eyes in the clouds. It almost looks like they're going for a high ground. Maybe we can get the first. I know other players in the lobby are hoping for it as well. Sandman 20 and Northern find another elimination onto Min. 830 damage above the threshold. They're trying to walk their way across that finish line, but it just got harder for Broken and King. Void goes down. They're inside the bubble for now, but how long can they hold on to it?
I mean, you stay long, it seems like they're trying to crawl their way there. They have no mats to work with. Plenty of elims, though. They've earned so much, but it is so desperate of a situation to be in when you don't have mats to work with, and that's why Northern falls there. 20 now. All up to him. Pressure's on him to go ahead and perform here. 10 elim, 9 Hound, trying to look for revenge here and now. Gonna block this out. 2 players are there waiting. Doesn't even close his edit from behind. Just a lot to deal with here. Another team above him as well. From Hound's perspective and Carillion, though, they're in the same boat. Only 162 points. Not much you can do here. Shots coming in from the side. Those wood walls fall too fast. Carillion living off the siphon here. Finds a surf cube. I mean, you might as well pull it out. What can you do here? Boji behind in the storm. Nice knock. Has to get the finish. Crawls behind a wall. Oh, denied in the end. The siphon that would have kept him in the game.
That is just a disaster. A turn of events I would have not expected at this point. Preston getting chunked out by the zone, tries to make it in, but he gets cut short of that top 8. But Power is on to the last game of the day. They're trying to make it count, even without Blue inside. It was a sacrifice Blue made to make sure Power can stay in this game. They have 6 eliminations so far. Storm Surge, not a worry in their mind. They just need to be able to finish this game out, maybe even a top 5. Days Sealing, same thing, but with no builds, no teammates. It's a much different road for him.
Oh, but he got 2 med kits. Okay, he's got plays that other teams don't have the luxury for, but no, a shot comes in, cancels his med kit, buys himself a little second, finds Pollo on the side there. Yeah, don't want to deal with that one at all, but the clock is ticking, chunking in front of him. Player as well. No, couldn't get the siphon, denied in the final moments there, and that might just be enough to end his run now. Power Blunzanda still earning points here. They're one of the few teams breaking away with the top 5 lead here, but I do think they need a little bit more. Who could be clutching up the moments? Nope. Zonda ends that one as well. And Jacob, we're seeing a run for Zonda Blue and Power. That's going to send them the grands here.
You said a little bit more. How's that for you, Monster? But Broken and King go down. Hopefully their points are going to be enough. Pollo, 𝐒𝐷𝐠, 𝐒𝐷𝐿, they're on the high ground. They have more than enough eliminations. They already have their spot secured, but it's all about a victory lap. As Power and Zonda, they're feeling the pressure down below. There's only one more team left alive in this game, and it's a full duo that's trying to hide underneath, but Zonda finds him. That's Boogie who gets found out. Another elimination, and a crucial one at that, but Zonda's gonna fall. Avenger is trying to get revenge for his teammate going down, but they're all gonna fall. Pollo, 𝐒𝐷𝐿, and 𝐒𝐷𝐠, a 3v2 situation. The misform, they're trying to go up, they're trying to steal away the high ground. Avenger is being a distraction down below. He takes a massive shot before finally being dropped up by 𝐒𝐷𝐠. 3v1 situation. Second place has been achieved by Vixie, but Pollo, 𝐒𝐷𝐠, and 𝐒𝐷𝐿 have done it. They have won the game and advanced to the grand final and opened up a spot at the bottom of the leaderboard.
Just too easy for them at this point. They were really determining the pace of that last game. And you know what? They did the lobby a favor. They said, hey guys, we're gonna go ahead and win this one. We'll leave it to the overall points. So if you're everyone else in the lobby, I mean, you're still hopeful. You're hopeful because a spot just kind of opened up itself on the overall consistency standing. We'll just have to see in a couple moments, but 𝐒𝐷𝐠, Pollo, and 𝐒𝐷𝐿, they do it once again, 𝐒𝐷𝐿, in spectacular fashion. They really have been one of the more standout teams here for this group stage, and for good reason.
Yeah, they just proved, you know, we can have these big elimination games time and time again. Vivid said a 17, an 18, a 19. They fall short of the 20 mark, but they got the victory royale. And this is a team, as we continue the story of their journey, will have to do just this if they are going to be contested at Demon's Domain.
Yeah, just a highlight reel for them. And again, a lot of practice coming out of that Demon's Domain drop for them, staying true to their, of course, strategy here. 𝐒𝐷𝐠, 𝐒𝐷𝐿, and Pollo, I mean, we had no doubts. We knew they were going to win a game. It was just a matter of when, and they